Hi everyone, my name is Ruth Lauren. I have completed my master degree in forensic psychology from National Forensic Sciences University, India. So now I'm going to talk about the history of forensic psychology. Forensic psychology has a deep and extensive history that developed long before popular culture began to focus on it. We can start from Hugo Munsterberg. So, Hugo Munsterberg is often identified as one of the first psychologists to apply psychological principles to law in his book On the Witness Stand in 1908. Continue to the German psychologist William Stern also focused on the application of psychological principles to the legal system by studying eyewitness identification in the early 90s. However, the clinical practice of psychology as it relates to the legal system began separately but at about the same time. The clinical practice of forensic psychology is often attributed to the latter, uh, to the latter Whitmer and William Haley. Uh, Whitmer began teaching courses on the psychology of crime in early 90s, and Haley established the Chicago Juvenile Psychopathic Institute in 1909 to treat and assess the juvenile delinquents, thereby serving as the first significant example of forensic clinical psychologists. As psychology, and specifically the practice of clinical forensic psychology, began to develop in North America during the uh, 20th century, psychologists were called upon to apply their rudimentary knowledge to the legal system as expert witness. For the example, a psychologist was allowed to testify as an expert witness in the United States in States v. Driver in 1921 on juvenile delinquency. Then, though the court later rejected the testify, uh, this event still marked an important step in the development of forensic psychology. Court decisions such as State v. Driver tended to legitimize the profession, provided a market for forensic psychologists, and indicated that the legal system sought out psychology as another tool in arriving at fair and just legal outcomes. Nonetheless, clinical psychologists were frequently limited in their testimony and often were not allowed to offer a diagnosis because the courts believed that diagnostic impressions could only be offered by medical professionals, mainly psychiatrists. An appeal court ruling in the District of Columbia, uh, Jenkins v. United States in 1962 marked an even more significant turning point for the entire field of forensic psychology. In Jenkins, the court ruled that psychological testimony could be admitted to determine criminal psychology, such as insanity. Forensic psychologists now routinely evaluate and testify uh, in insanity cases in the United States. These evaluations are necessary to determine whether defendants exhibited uh, exhibit sufficient mental capacity and the time of their crimes to be held responsible for them. Prior to the Jenkins ruling, psychological testimony on insanity had largely been excluded in favor of testimony by physicians and psychiatrists. Jenkins is the one of the first examples in which the law and the legal system influence both research and practice of forensic psychology. Specifically, in it can be uh, argued that the decisions in Jenkins lead to the boom in forensic psychology in the United States during the 1960s and 1970s because of the court's willingness to admit a variety of non-medical testimony. Although the Canadian legal system has arguably been less willing to allow psychologists to testify in court, there have been changes to increase their involvement. Now, the psychologists are increasingly being utilized by the legal system. A variety of the additional science science point to growth in the field. The largest and possibly most prominent professional organization in forensic psychology. The American Psychology Law Society was first established in 1969 and has grown to over 3,000 members. Furthermore, several forensic-related journals in psychology, such as Law and Human Behavior and Behavioral Science and Law, began publication in the 1970s. All of these advances suggest a vibrant and growing profession. Today, the number of journals devoted to forensic psychology topics and the number of graduate programs available has increased even further. Uh, so uh, that's all my presentation, my explanation about uh, the history of forensic psychology. Then, next meeting, I'll continue to talk about the major areas of forensic psychology. Thank you so much. I promise to declare the truth. Bye bye.